students, this is Dr. Razook Fareedh with 9 years of teaching experience with 15 national and international publication and a monogram to my credit. I am from Sree Balaji Medical College and Hospital. Today's discussion, we will discuss in detail about the bleeding and clotting disorders. The classification, we have the bleeding disorders and clotting disorders. Under the bleeding disorders, we have vascular abnormality disorders and platelet disorders. Under the clotting disorders, we have congenital conditions like hemophilia A, B, von Willebrand disease, and acquired conditions like vitamin K deficiency, fibrinolytic disorders, and drug induced. What is bleeding disorder? The bleeding disorders are due to altered ability of the blood vessels and the platelets to maintain hemostasis, may be inherited due to genetic transmission or acquired secondary to disease. Under the bleeding disorders, we have the disorders of the vessel wall abnormality, qualitative disorders of the platelet, quantitative disorders of the platelet. We will discuss in detail the disorders of the vessel wall abnormality, under which we have the autoimmune conditions like allergic purpura, drug induced vascular purpura, purpura fulminans, and infections we have the bacterial, viral, rickettsial, and protozoal. And bleeding disorders, we have the structural malformations like hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia, hereditary disorders of connective tissue, acquired disorders of connective tissue, under which we have the scurvy, senile purpura, and corticosteroid purpura, and miscellaneous conditions like autoerythrocyte sensitization and related syndromes, paraproteinemias, and purpura simplex and related disorders, and purpura in association with certain skin diseases. We will discuss the structural malformations in the vascular disorders. They are the hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia, hereditary disorders of the connective tissue, in which we have the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and acquired disease of the connective tissue, we have the scurvy. Hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia, it is also known as Osler-Weber-Rendu syndrome or Osler's disease. It is an autosomal dominant disorder, affects 1 in 5,000 to 18,000 people. It is a mucocutaneous disorder and is characterized by arteriovenous malformations. The clinical features, we have one of the earliest sign of the disease is the epistaxis and bleeding from the oral cavity and involvement of the oral mucosa membrane. Further examination, we have the nasal and oropharyngeal mucosal exhibiting numerous scattered red papules of 1 to 2 millimeter in size. Then we have the spider-like telangiectasias are present. It is associated with Crest syndrome. Systemic involvement, we have the hand, neck, chest, and feet involved, gastrointestinal mucosa and genitourinary tract and conjunctival mucosa are also involved. In oral manifestation, we have verminal zone of the lip, tongue, and buccal mucosa are involved, palate, floor of the mouth, they all have the scattered red papules. Diagnosis and laboratory finding, the criteria for the diagnosis, we should have a recurrent spontaneous epistaxis, telangiectasia of mucosa and skin, arteriovenous malformation involving the lung and the liver, and a family history. Bleeding time and clotting time are normal. With severe bleeding, we have mild anemias and thrombocytopenia. Treatment, usually the spontaneous hemorrhages will give a pressure pack or nasal for the nasal bleeding, and angiomatosis and telangiectasia area are cauterized and treated with X-ray radiation and surgical excision. We will discuss in detail about the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It is also called tenascin X deficiency or cutis hyperalastesia. It is an inherited connective tissue disorder, genetic defect of collagen synthesis. It affects the skin, joint, and blood vessel. It is an autosomal dominant condition And type 4 Ehlers-Danlos syndrome usually associated with arterial rupture and visceral perforation. The clinical features: it has an hyperelasticity of the skin, hyperextensibility of the joint, fragility of the skin and blood vessels, causing easy bruising, defective healing of the skin. The young patient is often mistaken for a victim of child abuse. Life expectancy is reduced because of aortic aneurysm formation and rupture. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome type 1 and type 3, they have the features of hyperextentability of the skin and joints, and type 4 there is hemostatic type, rupture of the large arteries and intestine. We can see in the picture the hyperextensible joints and hyperextensible skin, and other features of the disease are the hyperteliorism, wide nasal bridge, epicanthic fold, protruding ears, frontal bossing, bilateral bleeding in cheeks. The oral manifestation, the Gorlin sign, which manifests in 50% of the patient. Usually the patient touches the tip of the nose with their tongue, easy bruising and bleeding during minor manipulation of the oral mucosa, and hypermobility of the temporomandibular joint, repeated dislocation of the jaw. Laboratory, we have a normal bleeding time and clotting time, abnormal capillary fragility test, that is the Hess test. We will discuss about scurvy. Vitamin C is also called as L-ascorbic acid, water soluble vitamin. It is richest source of the vegetables, citrus fruits, lemon, guava, orange and grapes. The dietary intake according to NHANES is in infants, the daily intake is 35 milligram per day, and in adults it is 60 milligram per day. The deficiency of vitamin C causes scurvy. The scurvy was first described in 5th century by Hippocrates. Scurvy occurs with the deficiency of intake of less than 10 milligram per day. Severe deficiency of vitamin C causes chrobotic gingivitis. These are the oral manifestation. The interdental and marginal gingival swelling. In severe cases, gingiva is boggy, ulcerates and bleeds. There is a foul breath, loss of bones and loosening of the teeth. You can see in the picture. The laboratory findings: increased bleeding time, abnormal capillary fragility tests. The treatment usually treated with vitamin C in the dose of 100 to 300 milligram daily, and in adults 500 to 1000 milligram daily for 1 month. We will discuss in detail about the disorders of platelets. The classification: we have the quantitative and qualitative. Under quantitative, we have thrombocytopenia and thrombocytosis, and qualitative, we have congenital and acquired disorders. We will discuss one by one. Immune thrombocytopenic purpura, it is also called Verhoef's disease. It is an autoimmune disorder characterized by antibody mediated platelet destruction and decreased platelet production. The clinical findings: we have spontaneous purpuric or hemorrhagic lesions, bleeding from the nose epistaxis, bleeding in urinary tract hematuria, bleeding in GIT, melena and hematemesis. Complications like intracranial hemorrhage occurs. Oral manifestation: severe and profuse gingival hemorrhage, petechiae on the palate, contraindicates many surgical procedure. Laboratory findings: platelet count is less than 60,000 and prolonged bleeding time, clotting time is normal, and tourniquet test is strongly positive. Thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura, it is an uncommon form, it is a life-threatening multisystem disorder. It is common in adults, associated with pregnancy, HIV, cancer, bacterial infection and vasculitis, bone marrow transplantation and drugs. Deficiency of protease enzyme ADAM-TS13 is responsible for the condition. Clinical features: it occurs in young adults, more common in females than male, manifest with thrombocytopenia, hemolytic anemia, fever, and transitory neurological dysfunction and renal failure. These are the pentad of syndrome of the condition. Laboratory, we have reduced platelet count. APTT and PTTT are normal. Urine analysis shows proteinuria and microscopic hematuria. Treatment, we have corticosteroid, platelet aggregation inhibitor, splenectomy, and blood transfusion. This ends today's session. We will meet in the next session with an interesting video.